Thank you for joining us in this daily devotional. Our lessons today are from Genesis the 31st through the 34th chapter. I have to be a wrestler. You want to be a wrestler? The other night, all of our family was gathered together, as oftentimes we are blessed to be able to be after services. And I was listening to my grandchildren, and a lot of times that's enlightening. Sometimes it's funny. A lot of times it's funny. Sometimes make your head shake and you wonder what's going on. Well, this night was, a night that my third grandson, all of a sudden, he says, I wish I'd have wrestled in school. Well, his sister, she says, well, I'm going to wrestle. Well, Ami, her grandmother, says, I don't think that's a good idea. You don't really like for people to touch you very much, and you're going to have somebody who you don't even know grabbing you. Well, all of a sudden, Avery decided, I'm not going to do that. But I thought about wrestling, and it reminded me of our reading yesterday as we looked at that. And you find an account of somebody wrestling with God. You have Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, the blessings are going down through there. But now Jacob is returning from being with Laban. He'd run there to get away from Esau because of the deception. He'd gone to Laban to find a wife who was not of the Canaanites. And when he got there, found out the situation wasn't as good as maybe he had hoped for. Laban deceived him, and so he ended up marrying Leah first, and then he labored 7 years more after laboring 7 initially in order to marry Rachel, and then he labored even after that. But now the time had come, and he had, through his cunningness and through God's assistance, built up his herds, his riches, and now he leaves, unbeknownst to Laban, heading back to his homeland. Well, Laban's after him, and he escapes that. God intervenes, and Laban doesn't kill him as he had first thought to do, it seems. But now he's going back to Esau, and he doesn't know what to expect. He has deceived his brother. He left because Esau was going to kill him because of all the deception. And so now he works, he labors, he divides the camp up to keep them safe. He knows Esau is coming with 400 men. So then he sends others ahead with gifts in order to try and appease Esau. He sends them across the river and he stays back and he wrestles with God. I mean, here you see a man at wit's end, and he is there, and it gets night, he's alone, and he is wrestling with a man. The wrestling goes on through the night, and then ultimately, this one whom he's wrestling says, let me go, touches the hollow of his thigh, and his leg is unjointed. Well, Jacob realizes this isn't just a man. He realizes this is God. And he says, I'll not let thee go unless thou bless me. He's not wrestling anymore. He's just holding on. He knows he needs this one. Here is the answer to his cares, his concerns, the things that confronts him. I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me. And so God blessed him. And he goes on and everything turns out well. Esau is glad to see him. Things begin to go better. One commentator I read pointed out that there is something that changed. Before that time, you find reference to God as the God of Abraham and Isaac. And Jacob himself in chapter 28 and verse 13 even refers to that thing, to that aspect. But whenever you go past this, you get into chapter 33 and verse 20, and you find Jacob erects an altar and he calls it El Elohe Israel, the God of Israel, which is his name. You see, Jacob, Israel, realizes that it isn't just the God of his fathers. God is his God. And that enables everyone to stand. Jacob had had a lot of fear. At this point, he had no reason for the fear. He knew that God was with him before, but now it's my God that's with me, not the God of my fathers. We go out in life and we face a lot of things. Sadly, I've seen people through the years, they try to do it on a borrowed faith. The faith of their spouse, the faith of their mother, the faith of their grandmothers, their grandfathers. It doesn't work that way. Paul said in 2 Corinthians 13 and verse 5 that we are to examine ourselves whether we be in the faith. Prove your own selves. You see, I need to look. The Apostle Paul told those in Philippi, my God shall supply all of your needs. You see, he was sure about what his God would do, and he wanted them to know. Paul even faced death itself because he knew God, that God of his. And he knew he was able to keep that which he had committed unto him. He knew that God would provide a crown in that last day, his God. So I hope, my grandkids, hope they don't wrestle in school. But I hope they learn to wrestle God, to come to the realization that they can't beat God and they can't go without God. They need his blessings. And I hope that's true of each one of you too, and of me. We live by faith, but we get that faith as we confront the things before us and we realize that without God, I can do nothing, but with him, I can do all things. Thank you for listening. Go out today. Maybe you need to wrestle a little bit with God. Your faith can be strengthened and you can receive blessings from God. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this short devotional. We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you'll be notified of other devotionals that will be forthcoming. Also, we encourage you to join us online live as we stream our services at each service time. More information can be found on our website at the link below. Thank you.